The Knicks got to continue to shoot the basketball. Like, they were just completely disjointed on both sides of the floor. The thing that gives you optimism, confidence, I would say, going into Friday is after losses, Jalen Brunson is averaging 36 points per game.
And they're 3-0.
And they're 3-0, right? Those are wins. I think this team relishes in the opportunity to self-correct, to address their mistakes. I have a ton of respect for Boston. And in fact, pregame, Joe Mazzulla's press conference, his common refrain was, in various ways, we have complete empathy for what JT is going through, but tactically we have an opportunity in front of us. And so you could feel the emotion. You talk about that building. In the third quarter of that game, that was the loudest I've heard that building in this entire series. And so for Jaylen Brown to call out the fans, that is appropriate because they were truly in it. They were the sixth man on the floor in terms of willing their team into it. I am not usually one to go here, but I'm really curious how the officiating is going to go on Friday night. Because last night, I had some real questions. And I will admit, I thought the Knicks got a very friendly whistle in the first half, and in the second half, okay. Because this game is going to be physical, and it is going to be chippy. And I think we got to get to that line where you let the guys play, but it also has to be balanced on both sides.
Well, let me say this to you, Eminem. I'm incredibly disappointed in what you just said.
Because?
The reigning defending champions are on the brink of elimination on their home court, having lost their superstar. What do you think the officials are going to do? Throughout history, we've seen similar scenarios, and the same thing happened. You on the brink of elimination, you're a reigning defending NBA champion, you're going to get calls. You got to know that if you're the New York Knicks, you're going to get calls. The first half, they were right in it. They had Boston on its heels, even though it was tied. The fact is they were right there, and the New York Knicks gave you every impression based on what we've seen from them throughout the playoffs that if it gets tight, as the game wanes, that's the last position Boston wants to be in. The New York Knicks were right there. The third quarter was about them hitting shots and about Luke Cornett blocking everything under the sun. That was what that was about. I can't look at I'm not saying that the officials didn't miss calls. Please don't get me wrong. I'm not saying there was balance. What I'm saying is you expect that under those conditions, but even that didn't impact the New York Knicks as much as the three-point shooting and Luke Cornett being in a race at the rim.
I agree with you, but now I'm moving forward to Friday.
I got you.
And that is, because I don't know what the storyline as far as officiating would be on Friday, but I think it's going to be an important part of Friday's game because there was a chippiness from both sides last night that had not really existed consistently through the first 4 games, is all I'm saying. But yeah, they didn't defend a lick, and it ain't no way around it. And they just did not play smart basketball. And I continue to say the urgency of you need to lose weight, otherwise you are putting yourself at a chance to have health problems or to pass away versus the urgency of losing weight to fit into a dress for the summer. You just can't manufacture the urgency. And the Celtics were far more urgent and far more focused than the Knicks
And you talked about how the Knicks stopped shooting the ball. Do you know the New York Knicks lost this game by 25 points? Do you know that the Boston Celtics only attempted 3 more shot attempts than the Knicks? The New York Knicks shot the ball 81 times.
It was not good.
The Celtics shot at 84. They just thoroughly outplayed the New York Knicks. And the New York Knicks, listen, give Mazzulla mad credit. Porzingis looked like a complete no-show. Only had 1 point for the game. It was the only dude that didn't make any shots.
That played
really. I mean, really. And Mazzulla like, this ain't your night. Sit down. Cornett going up there.
Cornett played. What you call him? Uncle Luke.
Uncle Luke.
Man.
I'm talking about one from True Live Crew.
I
call him Uncle Luke.
That's right.
But I'm going to tell you another thing you need to be worried about, what Boston did, and you got to give Mazzulla credit for this. They targeted Jalen Brunson every time and defensively. Every time they had an opportunity to put him in a pick and roll and get a switch, they attacked him. They attacked him. They also did the same thing with Cat. Cat on that deep drop, pulling up like we pulling up like we left our phone if you're going to deep drop every time. They also got some threes with that. So if you got a guy like Derek White who got it going early, why are you in a deep drop? You have to make that adjustment. Like you said, in that other game in New York, he was up on the screen and he wasn't giving away those threes. So those adjustments that Mazzulla made.
Comfortable watching Cat do is shoot. I'm not comfortable watching him post up.
He struggled shooting in the series.
I know that, but I'm not comfortable watching him posting up. I'm not comfortable watching him creating contact. I'm certainly not comfortable watching him fall to the floor because it's like them 21 feet. And I was like, I mean, it's suspect in terms of his leg health. I get very nervous when you ask Cat to do something other than pull up from long range.
Well, I will say, because we were talking about this, my terrific radio partner and I, Tyler Murray, third quarter teetering. as much as you look at the scoring for Cat, it was also the rebounding. The rebounding for him was huge in Game 4. And so when he puts up effective and impactful double-digit rebounds, that matters just as much as his scoring in terms of this team keeping pace. Look, if Jalen Brunson plays well on Friday, everything else will fall into place. Now, and to your point, as far as the adjustment, Jaylen Brown took that assignment on personally from the jump in terms of slowing
We also can't forget to mention, first of all, Mikal Bridges after a loss as well, 22.7 points or 58% shooting, so we got to pay attention to that because I think he's going to be a key Friday night Game 6. OG Anunoby, who I love, my brother, 1 for 12,
tough
1 for 12, 6 points total. I mean, a no-show. What's up? That can't happen Friday night. So that cannot happen.
The one thing to me that is directly correlates to OG Anunoby's production is how much the Knicks can turn the Celtics over and benefit in transition. When he gets out and run, then he's revved up and the basket gets bigger.
Yes.
But last night, they only had 11 points off of the turnovers by the Celtics, and a 1 for 11 is not going to get it done.
All right, let's keep it pushing, guys. In NBA postseason history, teams have a 4.4% chance to win a series after trailing 3-1 with an overall record of 13-282. The Celtics are one of 3 teams to win multiple series after trailing 3-1, with their last such win coming in 1981. On the other hand, the Knicks are 11-1 historically when leading a series 3-1. Here's Josh Hart with an interesting response to a reporter's question. Listen up, y'all.
How important is to get the W in this very next game happening?
I mean, that's just such a stupid question. I mean, every game that you want to win, bro. Like, there's no added anything. Like, every game you want to go out there and win. It doesn't matter where, if it's at home or away. Like, off that question is stupidity to me. Every game you go out there, you want to win. You want to compete at the highest level. And obviously, we didn't do that. And next game's our next game. And that's all we're focusing on, is getting a win.
Stephen A.
First of all, it wasn't a stupid question. When you're in the media, sometimes you can surmise anything, but how you answer the question may be totally different than the person right next to you. Somebody else might say, we damn well better win Game 6 because we don't want to go back for Game 7. And that's the headline you're looking for. Or you might say, it don't matter. It's a 7-game series. I promise you, we got 2 games to win 1. We going to get one of them. Any kind of a quote. That's Josh Hart reacting because Josh Hart obviously was not happy that they lost this game. Fair enough. There's a level of urgency, and I hope that he has that kind of attitude and he brings it to Game 6. He got, obviously, you saw the blood coming from his face. That was great. That was accidental. I don't think that was on purpose at all. But I'm just saying, it's a physical game. That's right up Josh Hart's alley.
Yes.
I mean, that brother's a rough rider. Yes. So, okay, this is the kind of game they want to play. You down for it. Are your troops down for it? Are they down for it? We have no reason to believe Jalen Brunson's not going to be down for it. We know we can believe in that, brother. What about the rest of y'all? OG, this is a type of game as well. It's a big boy. I don't know if people realize how big OG is. I mean, OG is not. This ain't a noodle. You understand what I'm saying? This is a big bull. You understand? This is what he's built for. Mikal Bridges, Karl Anthony Towns. What's up? I mean, it's time to show up, and and there's another thing, too. I want to say this. The biggest reason I feel, first of all, is 2 reasons. Number one, I think the Knicks got to win Game 6 because I'm not confident they would win Game 7 if they lose Game 6, with Boston going back to Boston with that momentum. Number 2, I don't like the fact that they didn't win last night because Indiana's waiting.
That part.
And I'm of the mindset that if the New York Knicks get pushed to a Game 7,